Yeah. What up, people? Greatest top 10 anime shows on the face of the earth. I got y'all. I got you covered. I want to be clear here that this is my list. Your list might be different than mine, which is okay. I have no problem with it. You want to argue my list? You want to take names off? You want to replace them? Do it in the comment section. You're more than welcome. I would love to hear what you got to say.
Frankly, I find it repulsive.
This is my personal list. I'm an 80s baby. So what I grew up on and what you grew up on might be completely different. This is a subjective list. This can go any way. But let me go ahead and run mine down, starting at number 10. High School of the Dead.
I mean, come on.
Some of you don't know about High School of the Dead. Hell, I didn't even know about High School of the Dead until I came across it randomly recently in the last 2 years. Now, the person who created this show is no longer here, which is sad because I would have loved to see another season. This had action, this had drama, this had blood, this had everything. And this came out years and years and years ago. So long ago that I was still in high school. I couldn't even believe I had missed out on so many good shows. This is just one of them. And there's way too many for me to count right now. That's why I say this list is subjective. But I watched it, and it's not for children. I'll tell you that much. It's very explicit. But this one definitely had to be on my list. It's not in the top 5, but it's definitely in my top 10. High School of the Dead. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Number 9. Don't ask me why it's at number 9.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right. I put it there because it had to go on this list. I couldn't put it at 7 or 6, or I had to do this based on what I grew up on and what always stuck out to me. Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 9. Yep. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Had great character development, great chemistry between people on the show. The whole concept of turning monsters into digital fighters. Every element to that show was absolutely dope to me. It was so good that hell, I had my uncle playing it. He had it on PlayStation 2. I played it. Uh, it's definitely a staple in the way that card games are looked at. How can you deny Yu-Gi-Oh being in your top 10? How? The Egyptian god cards, um, all of the necklaces and all of the millennial items, two spirits cohabitating in one vessel. Your mortal enemy is the one that ends up being your friend. You had support system. Everybody had their own story. It wasn't just solely put on one person. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! I still watch it. Number 9. That is my number 9 list to this date. It
You can jerk me off if I get bored.
could vary. I highly doubt it. I think I'm going to keep it here. We'll see. Number 8. This one could definitely uh be swapped out. Inuyasha. Inuyasha. I don't know how many of you know about that show, but Inuyasha was the shit. You had the perverted priest. You had the fox demon. Inuyasha, the smart ass masculine, think he know everything. Kagome, the reincarnation of Kikyo. Uh, the story development was absolutely nuts, man. I can understand why they had so many seasons, damn near 25 to 30 episodes a season for most of them. This show I could watch over and over and over again, man, from start to finish. I didn't agree with Kagome ending up with Inuyasha, and I was rooting for him and Kikyo, but that's neither here nor there. You have to know to know, right? I'm a nerd at heart. I love my anime. Um, He Man, He Man. Y'all probably too young to know about He Man. We gonna sit up here and try to argue my list. Some people might, but He Man, without He Man, there is no Inuyasha. There is no Yu-Gi-Oh. There is none of these other off-brand shows that you watch like Hero Academia and all that shit. There is none. He-Man has to go on here. Absolutely has to go on here. Number six. Uh, yeah, y'all can argue with me all y'all want.
I know what happened. You guys dropped acid, didn't you?
Sonic the Hedgehog. What are you be talking about here? Argue with me. I want to hear it. Sonic is not ever coming off of this list. I don't care how many great shows come out on Netflix or any other app. Sonic will always be up there. Sega Genesis. Come on, man. The Rings. Dr. Robotnik.
Precious.
Wing. Which I know about Gundam Wing. Huh? This was like Transformers with a different type of edge to it. Gundam Wing came out and it was a wrap. Back then, you had so many shows to pick from. You had to choose between if you were going to watch this or you were going to watch Batman the animated series. You had to choose and decide if you were going to watch this or there was just too many shows, too many. But I had to put Gundam Wing on here. Honorable mention to Batman too, the animated series. That was a fucking beast. I loved Batman too. If I was going to swap out anyone, any one of these shows, I would swap out Batman for maybe High School of the Dead, but that's still a strong argument there. Going into my top 4, we got Mortal Kombat. Now, I know a lot of you don't know about Mortal Kombat, but it was a cartoon, and it was very, very, very detrimental to the video games that you see now. This franchise will live on forever, man. I don't care what time frame. This will always be a part of history. They kind of shitted on the first movie. They tried to make up for it in the second, and I know they're working on another one. But this deserves so much more love. I hope they do right by this when they ready to do the trailer. And yeah, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is definitely top 4. Um, you know what? I'm gonna swap out Gundam Wing and I'm gonna put X-Men in there. I don't know how the hell I forgot about X-Men. X-Men has to be up here. Sorry, by Gundam Wing, X-Men has to take that spot. Then we got Street Fighter. Street Fighter at number 3, Ronin Warriors at number 2, Dragon Ball Z for me is at number 1. Argue with yourself. I don't care. This is my list. Kamehameha, Armor of Wildfire. Are you get? Are you get? this was my childhood, man. I can sit back and watch all of these. X-Men is so popular, they even did a remake. I haven't even seen the remake for that shit yet. This is my top 10. Top 10. Dragon Ball Z at 1, Ronin Warriors number 2, Street Fighters number 3, Mortal Kombat number 4, X-Men number 5, Sonic number 6, He-Man 7, Inuyasha 8, Yu-Gi-Oh 9, High School of the Dead at 10. That is my list. Share your list. Who's on your Mount Rushmore? Would you replace anyone here? Would you keep or add? Let me know in the comment section. I love to hear from you.